Okay, it's that time again, story time. Okay, so back in 2019, received a call from a client. It was a customary call. We would talk about once a week. And as we were talking, we probably talked for about 15, 20 minutes. The topic came up of the performance of the product they were receiving from our company. And the lady said, if it wasn't for a special type of skillful thing that we had taught you to do for our company, we would have fired you. And it was one of those things that was jarring to hear, but it was necessary to hear. And also a quick note on honesty. Honesty saves and changes lives. So if you get the chance to be honest with someone, and maybe not in the most loving or nice way, but in a very just direct way, it can really help. But anyways, after that, we talked for some more, and then came to the resolution as we were talking, told her that, hey, if you decide to continue to work with us, you will see a marked increase in our performance. You will see us get much, much better. And we were able to return on that promise. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Self-Employed Success Secrets, Monday edition. On today's episode, we're going to talk about how the best apology is change, okay? It's not chasing people and placating to them. It's change. I'm going to say it again. The best apology is change, not chasing people. The common thing to do when you make a mistake is to go chase and say, oh, hey, blah, 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 sorry for all this, and placate and be unctuous. Change your behavior. We'll talk about how to change as well. Okay? But wherever you find yourself as you watch this video, if you're like anyone who's been working at a job or has been self-employed for any length of time, you've made mistakes before, you may feel guilty about those mistakes. And now let's address the guilt part. You can put that guilt away. The mistake is in the day that you made. You made a mistake on the third, don't bring it to the fourth. Okay? It's over and done with. Move on to the next thing. Have a next play mentality in anything you do. A lot of kids who play sports are taught that it's not about what you did the last play, it's about what you did, what you're doing, it's about the next play, the future, okay? And those tend to be the best business interactions that are future-oriented. Not what you did in the past is what you're doing now and what you're gonna do in the future. You're only as good as your last action, okay? You're only as good or as bad as your last action. So don't get down if you've made a mistake at work. And please know that everyone has made a mistake at work. Okay. And now let's talk about, okay, how to go about changing. Okay. Remember, the best apology is change. Okay. Now change, in my opinion, is a good definition of change is the addition or subtracting of something through sheer force of will, saying within yourself, finding that pluck. And with that leads to our next point, being that your life is more a result of pluck than luck. That is going to be the title of our Wednesday video, so stay tuned, okay? Pluck means something very specific, and we'll talk about that on Wednesday, but stay tuned. Within you and saying, we're gonna make things better. And that's what happened with that client we were working with. They weren't happy with our performance. They had the temerity to tell us, and we responded accordingly, saying, hey, we're gonna be much better than what we were. And we ended up doing that just by saying, we're gonna subtract carelessness and add fastidiousness. We're gonna subtract confusion and add clarity, and just doing all those things and getting better within the realm of what we've been given, and taking the gestalt of everything and becoming better. Okay. And that's what you got to do too if you find yourself in a place where you've made a mistake. Okay. Because like I said, you're going to make mistakes. It's just how you respond to it. The best apology is change, not chasing people. Okay. So you got to have a strong will. This is why it's important to do things like pray or go work out, things that are difficult. All these things help to create a strong will within you. And so these are going to help you on your on your self-employment journey, and when you face those times when you messed up and you feel bad and you just want to go hide in a hole, okay? And everybody's had those times. It's just responding to it in a way that helps everybody involved, because if you're working with someone, they have a vested interest to keep you around, because it costs them money to go find somebody else, and it could be just a picayune mistake that you made, or a peccadillo where it's like you just made a small mistake, but it feels big to you because your ego's hit, but it's small to them. And so you just want to make as few mistakes as possible. Understand that no matter who you are and what you do, you're going to make mistakes. If you watch an NBA game, the NBA season is ripping and roaring right now. There's no player who's made every shot that they've taken this year. None. And that's after the first game, which is that could be seen as a mistake. But it's about the percentage of how many that go in. How many times do you make a mistake versus not? Okay, that's what's important, not so much as you made a mistake. Okay, you made a mistake. Obviously, in some areas, if you make a mistake, it's pretty detrimental if you're a surgeon or something, but most people's jobs don't have that level of responsibility and applicability to someone's life, like their actual livelihood, their actual existence. Like if someone makes a mistake, you're not going to be alive. But some jobs do, and obviously you want to be as careful as possible, but just knowing that, hey, the best apologies change. If we make a mistake, just change something in yourself, subtract something, and subtract something bad and add something good. Okay, you can come up with your definition of change as well, but it's just to help you. And now on to today's surprise is that with consistency and action, anything is possible, okay? With consistency and action, many things are possible, okay? So you want to be consistently changing for the better all the time. Preempt any invectives you receive from your manager, any castigation from them about, hey, you got to get better. Why not do that to yourself? Hey, we need to get better. We need to get better. And just constantly, pushing, driving for daylight in a sense, and getting better in that regard. And lastly, as always, unsuccessful people that make decisions based on their current situations, but successful people make decisions based on where they want to be. Make decisions based on where you want to be, okay? Enjoy your Monday and know that if you've made a mistake, you can recover from it. Calm down, move on to the next thing.